and Mike Tomlin are two of the few black head coaches in the league. I wonder what your relationship is like with them and your thoughts on Steve Wilks joining that fold.
I have a very good relationship with Tomlin. We don't look at what color we are when we coach against each other. We just know each other. I have a lot of very good white friends that coach in this league as well, and I don't think it's a big deal as far as us being coaching against each other. I think it's normal. Wilks got an opportunity to do a good job. Hopefully he does it. And we coach ball. We don't look at color.
But you also understand that representation matters too, right? And that when young aspiring coaches or even football players, they see you guys, they see someone that looks like them, maybe grew up like them, that has to mean something.
Well, when you say you see you guys and look like them and grow up like them, it means that we're oddballs to begin with. And I think the minute you guys stop making a big deal about it, everybody else will as well.
I do see color because I believe if you don't see color, you can't see racism. And whatever happens, black, white, disabled person, I've always, even someone with disabilities, I always, for the most part, people are like, when they're young, they kind of make the spot hot. Younger people know what that means. But what I would say is, no, I want you to be able to go up to those people and really understand those people. So it goes back to whatever it is, black, white, yellow, it really doesn't matter, but it does matter so we can try to fix a problem that we all know we have.
This country, take a listen. Are you a racist party? Earlier today, Nikki Haley made a claim that the U.S. has never been a racist country. Take a listen. Are you a racist party? Are you involved in a racist?
We're not a racist country, Brian. We've never been a racist country. Our goal is to make sure that today is better than yesterday. Are we perfect? No. I know I faced racism when I was growing up, but I can tell you today is a lot better than it was then.
Haley's campaign followed this up with a statement later on saying, quote, America has always had racism, but America has never been a racist country. The liberal media always fails to get that distinction. What do you make of this?
Racism is alive and well and thriving in the United States of America. I actually have a piece that'll be going on CNN.com.
But is the U.S. a racist country is the issue?
No, but I think I believe that systemic racism, which is an outgrowth of white supremacy, which came out of, Reconstruction and the Civil War and became the lost cause mythology, which justified white supremacy, which created racist systems. It's absolutely, just like there's still sexist systems. It does still exist. That doesn't mean that and I know this in my own life as a person who is biracial, right? That does not mean that what is in people's hearts is always that they're racist or that they have hate. For some it is, but for others it means maybe they just don't have a way to see the other side or understand how we all live differently and experience this world differently.
I mean, the country was founded on the premise that all men are created equal as long as they were white and men.
And landowners.
And landowners. So I mean, you can
and Christian.
You can be honest about history and still have a positive outlook on how far the country has come, but you can't change history.
Ask you something that Nikki Haley said earlier this morning. She was asked in an interview if the Republican Party was a racist party, and her response was, and I'm quoting her now, "We are not a racist country. We have never been a racist country." Do you agree that the U.S. has never been a racist country?
Well, the U.S. Is not a racist country, and we've overcome things in our history. I think the founding fathers, they established a set of principles that are universal. Now, they may not have been universally applied at the time, but I think they understood what they were doing. They understood that those principles would be the engine for progress for generations to come, and that's what's happened. I think the Republican Party stands for merit and achievement and colorblindness. That is what we should stand for. So, for example, in Florida, I've eliminated things at our universities like this DE&I. They say it's diversity, equity, and inclusion, but it's really very ideological, and they're trying to impose an agenda. I think the way it's actually practiced, it stands for discrimination, exclusion, and indoctrination, and it's wrong. Let's not divvy people up based on race, ethnicity, or gender. Let's treat people as individuals, not as members of group. Of course, we'll all come together, and there should be no discrimination against anyone based on that. But that's not just discriminating against ethnic or racial minorities. Of course you don't do that. It also means you don't discriminate against white Americans, or in the university setting, you don't discriminate against Asian Americans just because they tend to have high performance. So individual achievement and merit has to be restored in this country. A colorblind society is what we should aspire to, and that's what I'll do as president.
I just want to clarify, Governor. Just want to clarify, do you agree with Nikki Haley that the U.S. has never been a racist country?
Well, what I said was we've had challenges with how race was viewed. And so, for example, those were universal principles in the Declaration of Independence. And you had a decision in the 1850s, the Dred Scott case, said Dred Scott, because he was black, wasn't an American citizen. That was wrong. That was discriminating on the basis of race. That's why you ended up having the 14th Amendment ratified to overturn Dred Scott. So yes, we've had challenges with how we've dealt with race as a society, but we are the best, no matter what your background is. If you have one place you want to grow up and have the most opportunity, it doesn't matter your background. This is the best place to grow up and to pursue your dreams of any place in the entire world.